YouTube channel. It's me again, DC Iris. One of my previous videos said I'd maybe go ahead and doing some product reviews. Figured give me a good opportunity to try and get my one video a week is my goal, getting one video a week up. And figured I'd go ahead and talk about Ryobi tools. You can see I've got a fair amount of them. I know that a lot of people on some of the like Facebook pages that I go to, when I post the stuff, they like to make fun of me because some of my tools are very clean, don't appear to be used. I want to say I've used pretty much everything in here, except for I haven't used the circular saw on the stairs yet. Haven't had a need for it yet. I bought it to replace a smaller, older Ryobi circular saw that I had. The 10-inch miter saw I've used a couple times. Blade does look pretty new. And the Ryobi table saw, the job site saw, I've used that a couple times. But yeah, I don't get to use them as much as I'd like to. Talked about in other videos about injuries. Haven't had a chance to do the video like I would like about my injuries and kind of limitations that it's created for me. But having these tools have been a big help for me. I've had surgery on both of my hands to deal with the nerve issue. I have a titanium plate in my neck. I've had 2 neck surgeries, fusions. My whole nervous system had swollen up from the injury, so I ended up having to have carpal tunnel and ulnar nerve release surgeries on both hands and arms. And I'm right-handed. My right hand didn't heal up as well, so my left hand I get full flex out of. My right hand does not flex fully. And if you think about using a screwdriver, where you put the ball of the screwdriver, the back of the screwdriver in your hand to push and generate force, I have a hard time doing that. It's very painful. I can't generate force. My right hand just didn't heal up as well. Scar tissues caused me problems. The way that it healed caused me problems. So having the impact tools, reason I decided to do this is years ago when Ryobi came out with the Tech 4 line, their 4-volt battery line, they had a dust-proof camera. I wanted one back then, never got it. Happened to be on eBay, and the camera I'm recording with now is a camera I bought off of eBay. Is the Tech 4 camera by Ryobi with their older 4-volt system. Now they have the USB lithium 4-volt system that came out like a year or 2 ago. Seems to have some really good products. Bought the camera, didn't have a charger, went on eBay for a little bit more, a couple bucks more than what a charger would cost me by itself. Managed to get this little impact driver. Seems to work great for an older system. It was new in the box, so I ended up getting an extra battery, got the charger, so now I have the 2 batteries, the camera, the charger to use the system. Until I get a better camera. This is a camera I plan on using to do some videos between that and my iPhone. But like I said, the impact wrenches that I have up there have been a great asset to me doing stuff I needed to do around the house, because I have a hard time operating some hand tools, screwdrivers, such as it can be very difficult. It's taxing to have to do that with my hands. So on one of the Facebook pages, I see some people complain about the Ryobi tools they've gotten. Some of them, brand new tools, and it burns out. I've never had that happen. I had some of their old blue and orange stuff from way back before the lithium batteries, when they were the nickel cadmium batteries. And I mean, those things work great. The tools long outlasted the batteries. The batteries lasted for years. Eventually the batteries died out, as the older batteries don't tend to last as long. Ended up getting lithium batteries to replace them. And then as I upgraded the amount of tools I had, I ended up upgrading. So one was a smaller circular saw. Ended up selling that on eBay, got decent money for it. It was that came in a kit. It was that, a screwdriver, and a jigsaw. Is that all of them have sold on eBay or Facebook Marketplace. Um, didn't have many problems getting rid of them, as far as I know. They haven't had any complaints, but the people who bought them, they're probably still working great. Like I said, updated to the lithium battery systems. I've had no problems. I've seen people on some different forums and pages that have had problems with brand new tools. Um, I don't know that that's exclusive to Ryobi. Um, is that for those of you who don't know, TTI, which I have to go look it up to see what the actually stands for, but they're the company that makes Ryobi. They make Ryobi Milwaukee, bunch of different vacuum companies they own, bunch of different electronic tools and household appliances. They same company. Um, is that I've heard a lot of people say, DeWalt so much better. Much better tools. They're also much more expensive. For what I do, what I need them around the house, I started my collection with Ryobi because they were less expensive. I have not had a problem with my Ryobi tools. I think they're great. Is that the only drawbacks I find from the Ryobi tools is that buying them new with the warranties intact. There's generally only two places that you can primarily get them is Home Depot and direct tool outlets. And direct tool outlets, there are just not as many of them out there. They're closest to me. There's one in Pennsylvania. I live in D.C. There's one in Delaware. They're both right about 2 hours. Just about 2 hours away from me. Is it because the difference is only about a 10-minute drive? I'll go to the one in Delaware if I'm going to drive the 2 hours to go get stuff, because Delaware doesn't have sales tax. So if I'm going to go do a large purchase, which I had done when I bought the table saw, a handful of other things, the job site saw, is that I ended up going to Delaware because it basically saved me the money I would have spent, or I did spend on gas. I basically saved on not having to pay sales tax. They have no sales tax there. So you can find them, depends on where you live. Some cities have two of them, some cities have none. Some places it could be hours to drive. I've seen people post that it's closest one to them is 4, 6, 8 hours. Home Depots, they're everywhere. I've had some issues in buying stuff from Home Depot, especially through Ryobi, is that Home Depot's online purchasing system, I found out after speaking to a manager, is the way it was explained to me, a completely different business than Home Depot store, and that the way they operate. And so, yes, if you order it, it's on the shelf. They'll have an employee go pull it from the shelf, put it into the online ordering system, removing it from the store's quantity, and then it'll be sold through the store. If it's not in stock, it's basically being sent factory direct from the company. So whichever company product you're ordering. So in this case, Ryobi, it gets sent from Ryobi or TTI to the store, and that when it gets there, you can go pick it up. But I've had some issues with their online ordering system, them having stuff get in, them saying that it was available for pickup, and then I showed up, find out they canceled my pickup. I don't know why. It looked like they pulled it back out of stock for some reason. I don't know if somebody had picked it up and purchased it before they actually brought it to the back, whatever the circumstance was, or not to the back, but to the pickup area. Had a very bad experience with the Home Depot customer service trying to deal with the situation, so much so that I put off Home Depot for a long time. I ended up returning a bunch of stuff that I tried to order online and stuff that I picked up and brought in boxes. Basically, was like, I want all of this back. I'm going to go to Direct Tool, drive the 2 hours. Customer service there by the employee was outstanding. This is the one in Delaware. Had an awesome customer experience. Bought over $1,000 worth of stuff. Ryobi tools to upgrade, get things I needed for projects. Was very happy with the experience. Loaded up my Jeep, headed back home, and in the end figured out that the amount of time that I just deal with going back and forth from Home Depot, dealing with customer service, trying to track down the tools that I had ordered, it would have been easier for me to just drive the 2 hours there and back to Delaware in the first place to the Direct Tool, because I was treated better. Not to say the people at the in-store that was just outside of the city in Maryland, they treated me well, but the online complete problem, wasn't treated well. Just continued to have problems. Almost had to cancel my order, redo the order. They messed the second order up, and then eventually just like, you know what, I'm done with Home Depot. Unfortunately, I've had to go back now because I needed a multi-saw, the Ryobi multi-tool saw to do a project where I was cutting through drywall. It's a great tool for it. I wanted their newest one, and for those of you who don't know with Ryobi, their newest, latest stuff, it goes out to Home Depot's first. Is that you have to buy it through the Home Depot online site. If you go to Ryobi's website and you go to order it, it basically just kicks you over to Home Depot. The last time I actually tried to do that, it didn't even update my cart. It said it was going to basically transfer it into a cart. It was going to send it to my cart with the Home Depot app. And in the end, I had to go back, locate the item through the Home Depot app, and then bring it up. One thing I wish Ryobi would improve is that their website and their app is that I've had some issues trying to register tools. Sometimes I'll go and a tool won't even show as available to register, so I'll look up the part number, look up the tool, find the tool that they're selling it on their, they're showing it for sale on their website, but then you try and bring it into the registration form and it's not available to register. So I've had that issue. I wish they had an app that I could use with my iPhone so that it would be easy to just, press the icon to snap a picture of the receipt, add the receipt, or pull it out of a file from my phone, whether that be a picture already on my phone. Considering that there's only 2 places that they sell direct through for, direct sales, being Home Depot and Direct Tool Outlet, it would be nice if they had some type of automatic system that where when I buy it, it would automatically transfer into the registration process, and then I could just go in and add the serial number in, that the receipt would automatically be documented for me, and the warranties, which I want to say the majority of their tools for battery powered, for at least the 18 volt system, this is the 3 volt system, but the 18 volt system, the +1 systems, I want to say the majority of the tools, I believe, are 2 or 3 year warranties. DeWalt, I want to say on their 20 volt systems, they only offer 2 year warranties. I think Ryobi is a 3. So like I said, the comparison, DeWalt is that, I've read through some forums, a lot of people talk about it's a much better tool. I don't know that. You have to talk to somebody who owns DeWalt. The only thing that I own DeWalt is this job site saw stand, and it is well built, I can tell you that. It was also expensive. but it is definitely a very well built stand. Ryobi didn't make one for the job site saw at the time, so I ended up getting the DeWalt one, and it's well built, it's great, but I don't own any of their power tools, never have. Is it I just they per price per tool for an identical tool, they were 20, 30, sometimes 50 or more percent more expensive. Good friend of mine is a contractor. I asked him, he makes fun of me when he comes over my house for all my Ryobi tools. When he's doing work at my house, is that he carries everything on his truck for damn near every company that makes tools. Is that he knows that certain nail guns, this company is better than that company. He's been doing this for the better part of his life, and he's in his 50s. Is that he's probably 30 years or more into doing construction and home renovations. He does high-end home renovations, bathrooms, kitchens, buildings, cabinets, all kinds of stuff, and certain type of flooring, you have to get a specific nail gun. Like I said, he knows which ones are the best for certain jobs, and that's what he seems to buy. For him, though, that leaves him where he's got to have multiple battery systems. So for me, like I said, I started with that 18-volt system. Unless somebody wants to hand me a ton of money to switch, I don't know why I would. Is that I've been happy with the system, the 18-volt system, and the tools that I have. They've worked just fine for me so far. I think one of the biggest things, make sure you're using the right tool for the right job. Is that sometimes you'll see people complaining about a saw, it binds up, it does this. Okay, are you using the right blade for that job? Are you working with the harder wood where you need to make sure you have a specific saw blade for whether it be a job site, table saw, a miter saw, a circular saw? Is it rough cutting and fine cutting? Very different blades. The amount of tubes, how they're all, the amount of teeth on the saw blade, not tubes, appropriate, not right word, but the amount of teeth on the saw blade is important. How much they're offset, what they're made out of is very important. So make sure you're using the right tool for the right job. Don't use a wrench as a hammer. It's not going to work. It might work, but you're going to potentially damage the wrench, potentially damage whatever you're trying to hammer with it. So I think that's the biggest thing, is that I feel like a lot of people that complain about tools, they're not using the right tool for the right job. Like I said, I follow stuff having to do with Ryobi tools, so it's one of the sites I look at the most is Ryobi Freaks, I think is what it's called, on Facebook. I'll see if I can try and add the link below to that Facebook page in the description. But like I said, I've seen some people complain brand new tool didn't work. Well, if you bought it new, and you're saying it's a brand new tool, return it. Is that if it's brand new, bring it back to wherever you bought it from. Send it back. Contact Ryobi, whatever you have to do. Is that don't complain about it, get it fixed. Is that if you've had multiple problems with them, they're not, you know what, maybe the brand's just not for you. I don't follow other pages, so I would bet if you go to a DeWalt page or any other tool page, you're probably going to find that other tools have burnout ratios too, where it comes out of the factory, it had a factory defect. It happens. It happens with cars, happens with tools. When you look at stuff being sold at Harbor Freight has high-end and low-end tools. Is that they have various stuff that is built specifically for them, stuff that they're selling for other companies. Some of their stuff is higher end tools, some of the stuff is lower end. I've seen people complain about Harbor Freight tools. I've seen people praise the Harbor Freight, what they sell, because the tools that they sell some great tools, and that people have had great experiences with those tools and paid a lot less money. So, like I said, I think with Ryobi, you're getting a good product for a good price. Um, don't want this to get too long. But like I said, I figured I'd do a product review, do my first one. And last thing I'll address, I don't know if you can read it in the video, but I was dropping some stuff off to donate at Goodwill and figured I'd walk through, and I found this 1-inch, it's one of the little press letter boards you can put up, and on this one it says, Dan, if you live in the U.S. and drive a car with its steering wheel on the right, and then I got a picture of a donkey, and then of course I have put a little note there that does exclude United States postal workers. Is that yes, the U.S. Post Office, of course, because they're doing deliveries. A lot of their trucks, vehicles that deliver, especially in rural areas where they're putting it right to the mailbox, are right side steering wheel drives. Be honest, Dan's car is awesome. He's from England, but he has a pretty cool car. Is that he's big into the import cars. Is it I'll see if I'll check with him first, but I'll try and see if I can't get a link from. He's got some videos up. I'm gonna reach out to him at some point to have him kind of help me with doing some videos, because he's got a little bit more experience, younger than me, so he's the more computer generation than me. I'm learning as I go, but no, it's cool. His car's pretty cool, but he dogged me for one of my videos, making fun of me, so I had to make fun of him. So feel free to comment and make fun of him for driving a car with the steering wheel on the right side in the United States, because he pretty much grew up here and lives here now. So get a car with the steering wheel on the left hand. But you all have a wonderful day. It's Wednesday. What is the day? Wednesday, April 17th. So April 17th, 2024. Like I said, you can buy tools, do some research on them, but I've been happy with my Ryobi tools. I like the color of them. I think the new fluorescent green is pretty cool. The way that they've done it, all these tools now kind of brand by their color. DeWalt yellow, I think it's Milwaukee's red, Cobalt is blue. So you'll find each of these companies that kind of have their own color to identify their tools. And obviously this green is the Ryobi color. Craftsman. I think they do a lot of red tools as well. I got Craftsman hand tools from years and years ago. Some of them kind of getting worn, outdated. Probably going to update. Not sure with the hand tools whether I'll go with Ryobi or not. Other thing before I go, shop deals. Facebook, if you follow Home Depot, follow Direct Tool, you sign up for their emails, you will get deals sent to you constantly. Biggest thing to look for deals on if you're going to get into Ryobi tools is when you see a good deal on batteries, buy them. Is that batteries can be as expensive, more expensive than some of the tools. So if you get into the 18-volt system and you see that they've got a great sale going on batteries, and you use them enough where you could use a handful of them a day, buy a good deal on them, get yourself a handful of batteries. For different tools, you're going to need different amp hour batteries. So small impact, things like that, 2 amp batteries, they're great for them. You can run them a good bit of the day, a good bit of your project. For a lot of the smaller hand tools, they're good in the sense that they last you long enough and they're lighter weight. So for a hand tool, you don't want to add too much weight. Saws burn through batteries, as that they're bigger motors. So you're going to want to get at least a 4 amp battery, if not bigger. some of the newer tools, they've actually adjusted where the batteries are placed to adjust for the weight, because I have an older miter saw, and putting on a heavier battery basically started to affect the balance, so you had to kind of stick with like a 4 amp battery to get a better control out of it. 4 or 6 amp is that I put the 9 amp battery out of one of the 9 amps. It was almost too heavy for the saw. I'm selling that now that I got the 10-inch miter, sliding miter, because I don't need it. Bought a couple of different blades for that. One to cut plastic, one to cut metal. Doing metal cutting with this, where I talked about kind of right tool for the right job. Metal cutting, really should be getting a chop saw, but I don't have the space, and for the metal cutting I'm doing, I'm not going to need one heavy enough where I'm really going to need a heavy-duty chop saw. I'm hoping that the right blade with this will work. But like I said, the little vacuum I got, that eats through batteries, so things like that, air pump, they'll eat through batteries, so you want to get different batteries if you can for different tools. Lawn tools, kind of same thing. If you get a weed whacker, you might want to get one of the 4 amp batteries. You don't want to get anything too heavy because you do have to carry it around, or a line trimmer is its proper name. But like I said, great line of tools. Once again, you all have a great day, and I will. It's a great working tool, older tool. New in the box, and I got it, but old 4 amp that they used to make. Now they've upgraded to a newer 4 amp system. But yeah, I can still get batteries for this. Amazon, eBay, other tools. This was $29, the battery and charger. Camera a little bit more than that. That's a kind of sought after item. Not a whole lot of them left on the market working. So said bye before. Let me get going. Like I said, I don't want this to get too long. You all have a nice day. Follow me. Comment if you like. And I'll try and comment back. I'm not the best. Sometimes it's hard for me to figure out that I even had a comment on one of my using the apps, but I do try and comment back when I can. Good luck, and I hope that you go out there, get some tools, and have some fun, do stuff around the house, do some work on vehicles that you got, whatever you need to do with them, lawn care, whatever you got to do. Y'all enjoy the day. Oh, just in case you didn't see the shirt, pretty good funny shirt too.